Let's welcome anchor Frank McGuire to the table for the first time. He's a board member of the Glamour Foundation. So Frank, I hear that there's a Palm Royale themed event coming to Wilton Manors in January. I can't wait. Tell me what's happening out.
Glamour Foundation invites you to join us at the Richardson Historic House on Saturday, January 17th from 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Our Celebration East 2026 brings us together for an evening at Palm Royale. Glamour Gives Back. Our guests will be joined by Drag Race Season 17 diva Lucky Starzz, jazz artist ZAK AZOURY, and cabaret and burlesque performer PHOENIX HURTZ. More information and tickets can be found at GlamourFoundation.org.
So Frank, you got to tell me a little bit about Glamour. Tell me about, I'm surprised that I've never met you or heard about all the great stuff that this foundation does.
Well, Glamour was started as a social club back in the 1960s. And it was a group of people, they fly all over the world, for a long weekend, get together, have a great time, and go on their way. And then when the AIDS crisis came into being, a group of the men in this membership put together this foundation to help support those who have HIV and AIDS and educate them. Then later in the late 90s, it also went and started helping young kids who have been abused abused physically and mentally for being gay, thrown out of their houses, and offered them scholarships. Today, they have given over the foundation was started 30 years ago. So over that 30-year period, they've given out, I think it was around 650 grants to corporations to continue this education of HIV and AIDS. And then they've given out 420 scholarships. And these young guys, some of them have become doctor, lawyers, and Indian chiefs. They've worked in the White House. So it's been quite a great thing. And it was close to my heart because I came out late in life, and it wasn't easy. I didn't realize how miserable I was, I guess. But one of the things that I feel is that these young people those who commit suicide in their teens find it very difficult. And they're in this situation. And this is a group that helps that. So I joined it 7 years ago. My goal is to try to grow it and attract more people like this event that we're having in January, and also get younger people involved to help move the foundation to the next generation.
That's so important, especially,
right.
I mean, we've got so many people living and thriving with HIV in our community, and we're always screaming from this table, know your status,
right.
Know your status. And some people just isolate and don't want to know anything,
right. Yeah.
and
right.
that could lead to thoughts, suicidal ideology, etc. So,
you feel alone.
You feel alone.
I know what I went through. So but it's a great group of people. Great.
Well, this is the way you get newer people in, is by bringing in artists like this, Okay. Give us Drag Race, we will show up. Yeah. You understand? Give us Drag Race, where are my singles? I mean, that's right. Basically how it goes, And Lucky Starzz is amazing. She loves South Florida. It's all about using queens that also support us,
right.
Right. So, and then PHOENIX HURTZ. You've got to see a picture of this man. Okay, if you guys don't know who Phoenix is, you know who Phoenix is.
I know who Phoenix
Rex.
is.
Yeah.
Phoenix Hurtz makes me question my sexuality.
Oh my God, he must be fine.
He is a hot brown man, and he's got curly hair, and sometimes he does things with little clothing, but he also likes to incorporate fire into what he does.
Yes.
And it's enjoyable. All Rex has got to say
he's
Yes. But more,
say something.
But more than just being pretty to look at. I mean, he has a finesse about him that does things to you, makes your toes twinkle. But well, I'd like to get back to the foundation real quick while I can.
Sorry.
Hold on, I need some water. Pour it on my body. What I also like is that the organization has grown and pivoted, and you were talking about children and what those kids became. And it's so important that somebody was given an opportunity and they made something of it, and to be able to give that opportunity, to be able to tell them, you're not normal. We were just talking about this. You are just like anybody else, and here's your opportunity. Go take it, and they seized it. Is probably the best tagline to bring people into an organization. You're changing lives,
right?
And right now, that's the most
exactly.
You touched my heart as soon as I heard the work with AIDS and HIV, and then how you pivoted. I mean, I was there during, I think most of us, well, I don't want to age anymore, but I was there during the horror days. People were dropping flies and everyone was scared.
Yeah.
So to know that this organization was doing the work in the community back then, because a lot of people just were scared and didn't want to deal with it. And then the pivoting, because it is hard in this world.
It's hard.
Oh, totally.
And if you don't have your family, the support of your family. So it's wonderful because the youth they're our future.
Yes.
So you all are really doing some good work.
Right?
And thanks for having me on tonight.
Of course.
I really appreciate it.
Of course. Listen, you're putting more put together people into the world, right?
Right.
They want us dumb. They don't want us to be educated, right? None of us.
No, right.
And you're fighting that. And you're making sure that a kid that maybe wouldn't have had an opportunity to go to school. I was one of those kids, that didn't have that communication with their parents to be able to apply for student loans, to do what they needed to do, and you're giving people the avenue. You said children, you know what I mean? And I know they're young adults, but still, you know what I mean? It's still that's the hardest time. That is the time when you really feel the most alone, right? And when you really are willing to isolate and run the other way and get into drugs and alcohol and get into things that you shouldn't be doing, you know?
Exactly.
That's the age where you should be choosing yourself, but it's usually the age that you don't know yourself enough to choose yourself.
Right.
100%.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, right.
So,
exactly.
Thank you for what Gamma Mu is doing. You are welcome at our table anytime. You bring any event that you've got going on, and we will talk about it and get it out to the masses, because events like this are super important. January 17th, Richardson Park, which I love. I love that place for events. It's just gorgeous, and it's got an indoor bathroom, and I'm a woman of a certain age. So I'm just bathroom inside, no porta potties. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, right.
But go to GammaMoveFoundation.org. Is that the?
Yes. And there's also, it really is a whole weekend event. There's a cocktail party at a house on the Intercoastal Friday night, and then a brunch at Salvo's on Sunday. So
I love that. I love that. So make sure that you
we
follow
really
Gamma
would
Move.
love to have you all come.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And,
Thank
and
you.
one more time, GammaMoveFoundation.org.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Sure. All right, GammaMoveFoundation.org. Look up everything there. That way you'll be able to know what other events they've got coming up. And Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at the Gamma Move Foundation Celebration East 2026 on Saturday, January 17th. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.